Tonight, a Valley man is in the middle of a legal battle with Albertsons, a Valley grocery store. He filed the lawsuit saying he was wrongfully terminated because he was legally using medical marijuana.
This after he was involved in a forklift accident on the job a year ago. Team 12's Trisha Hendricks explains how it all played out and how the grocery store is responding.
He was doing a lot of work.
Attorney Joshua Cardin says his client Tom Lee started working as a receiver and coder in a Safeway warehouse in 1996. When Albertsons bought out Safeway in 2018, he was moved from Tempe to this Albertsons warehouse in Tolleson. After only getting about an hour of forklift training, he was expected to operate one on the job last May.
One particular pallet tipped as it got to the higher shelf, and a couple of cases of ramen noodles fell. That was the big disaster that happened.
Cardin says as standard procedure, they tested Lee's urine on site.
He showed them his medical marijuana card. He reminded them that in Arizona you can't discriminate against somebody for having the card or even for testing positive, because what they find when they test you doesn't actually impair you if they do a urinalysis.
Lee got fired anyway. The suit filed in Maricopa County Superior Court shows Lee had THC metabolites in his system. He had obtained a valid medical marijuana card so he could get relief for chronic back pain years ago, shortly after Arizona voters approved the Arizona Medical Marijuana Act in 2010.
It's illegal to fire somebody just for testing positive in Arizona without proof that that person was actually impaired at work, and he was not.
Albertsons officials tell 12 News they won't comment on pending litigation. Cardin says it could be another year from now before an initial ruling comes down. Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
And Cardin says Albertsons may consider the forklift job a safety-sensitive exception to the Medical Marijuana Act, an amendment the Arizona State Legislature made after the law was passed.